Without government aid, it could be lights out for Richmond night market. Vancouver Sun. Transport Canada says if you can't wear a mask for medical reasons, prove it or don't fly. CBC.ca. BC Hair Salon files class action lawsuit over denial of business interruption insurance. Vancouver Sun. Edmonton man who didn't apply for CERB finds money claimed in his name. CTV Edmonton. Manitoba government spent $1.2 million on unauthorized hand sanitizer subject to recall. CBC.ca. Ottawa signed a 10-year, $382 million, sole-sourced contract with AMD Medicom for medical masks. National Post. Downfall: BP worker sacked after Hitler meme wins payout. BBC News. Nanaimo woman will buy supersonic hair dryer after $500,000 lotto win. Nanaimo News Bulletin. Worker at Burnaby's Metropolis at Metrotown tests positive for COVID. Burnaby Now. Visa beats Google's record low yield in debut green bond sale. Yahoo Canada Finance.